Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very pleased to be here today to represent my excellent study team consisting of Bong Wie at NASA Goddard Space Flight Center and many graduate students who contribute to this project during the past 4 or 5 years. So this is my presentation outline. I will do my best to quickly move through this summary report of our 3-year NIAC Phase 1 and 2 studies. And then I will present current and future research topic of ADRC. So NIAC Phase 1 proposal was submitted in 2011 in heavy competition to other scientific proposals. So basically we proposed the following. For late intercept missions with short warning time, less than 1 year, or probably even less than 5 years, will result in high speed, hypervelocity arrival, closing impact speed of at least 5 to 30 km per second. But such high arrival speed cannot be compensated by conventional propulsion system to provide you a convenient rendezvous mission. So such a short warning time scenario, we have to accept such a high speed intercept. So we have to think about hypervelocity intercept missions. So however, impact velocity of any electrical system, mechanical component cannot survive impact speed higher than 300 meters per second. Probably around maybe 1 kilometer per second for specially designed space system. So as you can see, we propose a two-body system. The first one is basically your kinetic impactor, which is carrying a nuclear device at the end of the rear sections. At the last minute, those two bodies will be separated properly. The timing will be further studied after flight demonstration experimentations. So our proposed concept was mainly based on that number, 20. 2005 NRC report stated that subsurface but shallow, not deep, shallow. 5-meter depth explosion has 20 times more effective disruptions or deflection, fragmentation, pulverization, whatever. So our study was based on this efficiency factor to develop our concept. So this is the concept. Finally, we confirmed, we verified, but through computational study. So we have a name for this concept, HAIV, Hypervelocity Asteroid Intercept Vehicle. So basically it's based on 2005 NASA's Deep Impact mission. This is nothing special except the last minute separation of two bodies to provide the good timing for nuclear explosion under the surface of the crater. And as you can notice, very important to notice the following. The conventional launch vehicle can easily lift or send or deliver 2 megaton yielding NED, which will weigh only about less than 2 tons, maybe less than 1,000 kilograms. So there's no reason to use a small NED for any further study. So our baseline concept is to accept or use 1 megaton device or even 2 megaton device, but for smaller size, we can cut down the output yield. So this is a well-known, excellent briefing chart created by NASA. So y-axis is the size of the asteroid, x-axis is warning time. As we accept, this community doesn't have well-defined definition of warning time. So I'm gonna say that my warning time is from liftoff and predict impact time. And diameter is given from small to many large size, but our study focus on those narrow strip. So when we have sufficient warning time, maybe longer than 10 years, we have deflections. But when we have a short warning time, disruption is the only solution. However, nuclear is not the only solution to provide disruptions. Proper use of kinetic impactor can provide disruptions. So throughout my talk, fragmentation really means pulverization or vaporizations. So our outcome, many graduate students made a great contribution to this program. At the end of our project, we found out that there will be at last alert system. That was a blessing warning system for our projects. So this is a brief overview of the last alert system. As you can see that for 140 meter size, our defense system will get at least 3-week warning. However, there's many open political issues whether we want to really take care of such late or last-minute missions. The other outcome is we have a baseline space mission design, including launch vehicle. So if we have a 3-week warning from Atlas, an asteroid greater than 140 meters can be intercepted, fragmented, or vaporized far outside Earth's gravitational field so that we don't have to worry about radioactive issue. Please note that all other non-nuclear deflection options will require much earlier warning of at least 10 to 20 years. Also, our study look at this very extreme situation, suborbital nuclear intercept mission scenario, which was well presented by Bobby yesterday. Also, we look at new terminal intercept guidance scheme, especially using infrared sensor. So far, we never heard about the use of infrared sensor for our asteroid deflection or disruption missions. As you can notice, certain lighting conditions, we only see a small portion of the target asteroid. The light is not behind the approaching interceptor. The center of mass or center of figure is not seen, so the guidance system has to target center of brightness. So depending on the situation, we will not be able to hit the target. However, the use of infrared sensor will provide good target imaging. So this baseline concept has been further redesigned by NASA's Mission Design Lab during the 1-week extensive design, and then the result is the following configuration, and budget was estimated to be $500 million. It's a full real spacecraft bus system to be used for the real missions. So if we have $1 billion, we will be able to build 2 identical vehicles, one on the standby, one on the flight demonstrations. So this is the concept, but I want to emphasize that it was designed to be flight demo configuration or flight demo situation, not for real situations. So this is a demo trajectory which is very similar to deep impact missions. So NIAC study summary. I just want to emphasize that we have to really focus on warning time less than 1 year. Within 1 year, I don't think our aerospace industry will be able to design, build satellite, and then integrate with available launch vehicle. Even though launch vehicle will be available, overall process of integrating in terms of guidance, navigation, targeting will take more than 1 year. So here is another summary of our study based on such an excellent NASA report in 2006 and then again 2010, and also our study was based on 2005 NRC report on nuclear device. So our study has focused on disruption. Disruption means fragmentations, pulverizations, or even vaporization. Also, we look at suborbital HAIV mission concept. As you can notice, bottom left, during our study, we observed 3 major events. starting with Chelyabinsk meteorite, which had no warning time. At the same time, we were very lucky by having flyby of 2012 DA14. And then again, we had 2014 RC, which had only 1 week warning. I think the size was about 50 meters, if I'm correct. So now we have completed our 3-year study for NASA. Now we are in a transition mode to get a new contract or new study project. So there is an ongoing civilian effort for developing emergency asteroid defense projects. I'm pretty sure some of you met them or have seen their poster. So they are very interested in developing real space missions which will demonstrate the capability of our HAIV concept. So you may check the asteroiddefense.com, or you may talk with about 7 staff members from that public non-profit organization in Europe. It is called NGO. So to support their effort, we have been recently developing non-nuclear concept. As we all know that nuclear has been a trouble for HAIV concept. A lot of people do not like to have a nuclear weapon testing in space. So based on a couple of old technical articles, this is what the concept we are now focusing. Instead of having 5,000 kilogram heavy multiple kinetic impact vehicle, which is very difficult to maneuver. Even though you want to have a heavy kinetic impactor, I don't think we can provide you 90% impact collision probability. So we have to split 5-ton heavy impactor into multiple vehicles. So here is the concept. So we have 5 different small 1,000 kilogram individual kinetic impactor can be easily maneuvered using reasonable size of propulsion system. At the same time, we found out that such a multiple kinetic impactor distributed over the surface of the asteroid is more effective for pulverizations. So we will continue to study this concept. And then here is the simulation results you have seen this morning. Thank you for your attention. Yes.
In my perspective, it would not make any sense at all to use a nuclear weapon on a 100-meter asteroid.
That's the reason why we are looking at.
Comment number 2 is I think spreading out impactors may give you more push, but is less likely to disrupt.
Yeah.
So they're looking for disruption. And comment number 3 is you cannot possibly vaporize an entire 100-meter asteroid, because even with a nuclear device, you can't get the energy distributed throughout.
Yeah, I don't want to have a debate with you at this time. So what do you suggest when we have 100 meters coming, we have 1 year warning? Do you have any solutions? Evacuations?
Well, I think you can disrupt it with an impactor.
Single impactor will not be able to disrupt 100-meter target. At least you need, as I show you, 5,000 kilogram, 5-ton impactor. Our guidance navigation technology will not be able to guide such a heavy vehicle to hit small 100-meter target. So we can continue. Thank you for your comment.
To follow up on that question, what is the largest body that could be disrupted with a standoff nuclear blast?
Yeah, using standoff, we don't intend for disruption. As you know, all the kinetic impactor, standoff nuclear, standoff explosion are intended to be used for gentle deflections. However, kinetic impactor is more effective for disruptions. Some of you may not know that. Therefore, you're trying to limit the power of kinetic impactor not to fragment. So you are not using full power of kinetic impactor, as well as you are not using full power of nuclear standoff.
Are you saying that you could not disrupt a 30-meter body with a standoff blast?
I'm not saying 30 meter. We are talking right now 100 meter target. That is not small target asteroid.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.